Hello folks, welcome to Desperado Van Adventures. Thought I would do a voiceover this time rather than having all that typing to do. I might put a wee bit of typing in here and there before I post it onto YouTube. This is Canning's. It's only about half a mile from the turnoff. You'll get everything you need in there. There's gas cylinders there as well. That's the turnoff we just passed there. The road down to Magilligan's about 3 miles, and this is part of it here. I didn't keep the camera going the whole time. That's the prison on the right hand side. If you're going down to Magilligan and you need some stuff, call into that little shop, Canning's. They sell everything you need, gas cylinders as well. So it's to save you coming back up again, if you're staying and you need something, because there's nothing down here, only a pub and a ferry terminal. So this is the left hand side here is where you park. There's some guy has parked up there. This is one of my favourite spots on the left here, coming up to it now. That one there into the left, and with the cars sitting, I've parked there a few times. There's actually a track that goes right round there and comes back out onto the road, so you can get 3 or 4 vans in there. So I went up to the shop. I was parked down in this one here. There's a van sitting. I went up to the shop and come back down, and this guy here parked up. But that's the way it goes. If you leave your spot, you can lose it, But there's loads of places to park. Now this part here is the closest to the pub and the ferry terminal, and you can get about 3 or 4 vans in here. Nice and flat, no signs anywhere, no signs the whole way along that road. It's been going for years, and everybody respects it, and they use their litter bins, and you can light a fire as long as you put it out. There's no restrictions really here at all. And then you have the bench seats and tables and the brick barbecue if you want to use it, so it's fantastic. And if you need any water, you can go down to the pub. There's a water tap on the wall on the wall. That's the litter bins, pretty big, massive litter bins. And as you can see, someone's lit a fire there. So that's a nice wee spot close to the pub. If you would prefer a stopover on its own, there's a few spots up the road where only one van can park, so that might suit you better. Most of the shoreline here is rocky, but there is a little sandy piece up the road if you have a look. That's the firing range across the road, so don't go over there. If you go over in there, you might not go home again. So yes, nice quiet wee spot. Very quiet when I was there in early March because the ferry wasn't running. But I was there the weekend. That's the van sitting there. I was there the weekend, and a lot of people up and down to the pub. Right, we'll take a wee drive down to the pub in the ferry terminal now. The ferry isn't in operation at the minute. It's off for the winter. Coming on again shortly, I would say. The car park on the right hand side, and then you can drive on down and park up the side of the pub if you want, but you can't park there during the night. I don't think there's any signs there, but there's plenty of places on the road, and I think everyone knows that. They keep it for the customers of the pub. That's a wee bit more information on the ferry sailing. That's the front of the pub, taken from the car park. And that's the rear of the pub. And this is a little beach, little sandy beach. Not a big lot on it this time of the year. That's the ferry terminal. And that's, I kind of zoom in here, I think that's Greencastle across the way. Now this here, there's no signs up to say not to swim here, but by looking at it I don't think that's too safe looking. It's very choppy and rough looking. You're right at the mouth of Loch Foyle here, where it meets the Atlantic Ocean. So I reckon there's a lot of strong currents around here. Now if you follow the beach up round, you come to here, and that's where the army's, the stretch of the beach that belongs to the army. You can't go any further. So to go to Benone, if you were able to walk down that beach, it would take you to Benone. To go to Benone, you'll have to go up the road. You'll have to go by road, which is about 6 miles away, I would think. That's the beach taken there from the sand dunes. Plenty of little paths through the sand dunes if you want to go a walk. And this is the army camp here. You can't go any further. That's fenced off there. That's the borderline between the army camp and the beach. And it runs right up to the prison, up the road to the prison. This is the Martello Tower. That's the entrance. If you go up past the pub, about 100 yards, you'll see the entrance on the left hand side. I took this from the sand dune side, so the actual entrance is behind me now. You see a cheeky wee bird up there chirping away at me. If you can see it sitting on the railing. It wasn't too happy about me being there. There, if you want to pause your video, you can read all about it there, all about the Martello Tower. There's a couple of photographs and a bit more information. Right, so we're going to head now to Benone, Strand, Benone Beach. So we go up to the end of the road and turn left, and that's another pub there on the right hand side. That's the Blazing Saddles, I think you call that. And then there is another bar on the left hand side, but I've noticed that the sign has been taken off the gable wall, so there's a chance it might be closed now. I'm not sure. I think it was called the Farmer's Rest. I'm not 100% now, but I think it was. And that's Benavna Hill. There is a stopover beside a lake round on the top of that hill. Maybe if I'm up there, I'll do a little video on that one. The pub is the other pub is up here on the left. That white building there, you'll see a sign missing off the side of it, if you just were able to see it there. So we're very close to the turn off for Benone Beach. This is it here. Now that car's going more or less straight to the beach. I take a left to show you the two camping sites. The first camping site we come to is Degham's. It's up into the left there, and you can take your campervan in there if you want. Caravans, they do have mobile homes and stuff like that. But like them all, they're pretty expensive now. On down here you have Silver Sands in there to the left, and that's the wee chippy, that little red building. So this is taking us down onto the main road that takes you down to the beach, the road that we didn't take. That's the quickest way, but it's only a couple of 100 yards difference, you know. So with the storms, there's a lot of sand lying at the side of the road, as you can see there, covering the yellow lines. It can be very busy here in the summer. But the good thing about it is you can drive your car onto the beach. You don't have to rely on the car park. Driving onto the beach is a thing I don't do very often because all that wet sand and salt gets underneath your van and can rot away the chassis, so I try to avoid it. So there's a couple of campers sitting down there on the right. A lot of people about early March, and we got 3 or 4 good days. Pretty cold but dry and sunny, so everybody made the most of it and got out. There's some information on the beach there, on them signs. You can park in the car park overnight as far as I know, and I haven't never stayed there, but you're not allowed to camp on the beach. No camping or overnight parking on beach, but you can in this little car park as far as I know. If you park on the beach, them 2 guys there might give you a bit of a telling off. And this is the actual beach itself. Beautiful beach. So you can walk right up that beach if you feel fit enough, and that'll take you to downhill, and that's where the beach stops. So you're on to Mussenden. It's like a big estate. I have actually made a video on it. If you look through my videos, you'll see one on Mussenden, Mussenden. That's the car park in the left up there, and you have a big area of sand dunes with loads of little paths going through it. And then there is another camping caravan site in behind these trees in the distance there. I forget what you call that one. And that's Benone, the hills. As you can see, there's quite a few on the beach on the day I was there, but I have seen it busier. I've seen it absolutely crammed on the summer days. That's just a little path going through the sand dunes. Well, that's it, folks. Happy travelling, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.